name is Metal Mayhem on Nerds Order Music. We have another interview today. Today we are joined by the band 5 p.m. How you guys doing?
Good.
Fine, thanks.
Yeah.
Glad to hear. So tell me a little bit about yourselves.
I guess
Well,
our
we
singer should
are.
start. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm the singer, Michiel Bontje, from 5 p.m. I think we are a progressive rock band by now, from the Netherlands, and yeah, yeah. Peter.
Is his mic off? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, what do you want us to tell you?
Just general information about yourselves and what got the band started.
Yeah, well, the band got started because I met Michiel through my ex-girlfriend, and we started jamming together, and it went really well. And we got really, I got really drunk at a party, and I asked, let's start a band, and completely forgot about it. But then he hit me up, and we started this band. And since then, we've just been jamming and writing music.
That's great.
Yeah, I joined a while later. I think about 1.5 years ago now. I don't know actually.
Yeah,
And,
Yeah, about 1.5 years.
And now we're with the four of us, and we're spending a lot of time with the band and recording our album now. So
That's awesome. What made you guys think of the name 5 p.m.?
Well, previously we were called Phoenix, and that was a very original name. Well, actually not. So we were like, we have to come up with a name that we can actually use online when we are going to release our music. And somehow we came onto 5 p.m. after a few names because it wasn't really used yet by a significant band.
and back then you were with
And-
5 members, so that made
Yeah,
a little bit more
we
sense.
were with 5, yeah.
well, it still
Yeah.
doesn't make sense, but we just needed a name really quickly, and we
No.
came up with 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Hey, it's different. Sometimes bands with different names really do sound unique when they get really out there, and that's a good way to start it up, is to have a name that most people wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So what kind of bands and genres really inspired you guys to start making music?
Well, personally, for me, when I really started singing and playing guitar, it was like I was listening to the vinyls from my dad, and I started with Cat Stevens and the Beatles, like really basic to start with. And from then, I started listening to a lot of music and got more into rock and hard rock, and yeah, so much music that hard to say what really inspires me, but yeah, a lot.
What about you guys?
For me, it was I started playing classical guitar when I was about 6 years old. My parents gave me a guitar and were like, "Hey, learn to play this." And well, I didn't really become too motivated with it until I discovered bands like the Chili Peppers and Guns N' Roses and stuff. Your hard rock bands, and I really started focusing a lot on playing guitar and playing lead and stuff. So much so that I'm now studying music at the conservatory in Zwolle here, and I'm mostly just listening to jazz, fusion, rock, hip hop, everything that gets in my way. Just music. I doesn't care. I don't really care what kind of music I play as long as it's nice and we can jam.
Yeah, I'm the drummer, by the way. I don't really know what I draw my inspiration from for the music we make. Because I started playing drums when I was about 3. So I think the styles that I try to that I play with in our band is a bit like a good grunge, and try to I'm also kind of inspired by Chili Peppers, so a bit funky as well. those kind of styles.
What is the music making process for you guys?
Yeah, I think most of the times one of us, either the bassist or me or Peter comes up with a riff, and then we give it to Peter, and he starts to change it and make it better. And most of the times I come up with the lyrics, and we just start putting it together when we are all together practicing.
And then I sort of decide whether it's halftime or double time, and then we get the groove down, and then once it's a jam, then we start recording it, and yeah.
And well, the last year it really changed how we make music, because mostly it was just when we're all together and just having a few drinks or just chilling, or when we were at a practice space and we were just all together with our instruments ready. It was just having a nice time and making music. But due to COVID, everything here is now closed, so we also really work online, and then we all have recording equipment. So everyone makes an idea every few weeks, and we see what we can do with that and how we can, combine all of our ideas in a song.
What inspired some of your lyrics?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I really like to analyze things that are close to me. Sometimes it's in society, or sometimes it's just it's a bit inspired by other music I listen to, and I try to capture that image, or that I try to capture a specific emotion in that lyrics to show my view on the things I see in society.
I actually have a question for you, Michiel. When was the first time you wrote lyrics, and what were they about? The first song.
My first song was back in high school. I was 17 years old, and we just started the band, and I wrote a great song about, about that I wanted to do my own thing, and that people should shut up when they have anything to say about it. It was not really great, but yeah.
Honestly, that idea is fantastic in itself, because that's what I hate about today. People are always telling you what you gotta do, and it's like you can't do your own shit. I'm over here like, and your point is, let me do my own shit. Fuck off. It's not your problem. I run into that all the time.
Yeah.
So much I run into that, honestly. But how would you guys like
Everyone
this?
does.
How would you guys describe your music in general? Like,
Well, our music is all of our songs are just really different, because we really change our sound by just playing more, and yeah, because all of us listen to so much so many different styles. There's always a new thing that we want to use in our songs. So sometimes it starts on a hip hop groove, or sometimes we just start with rock riffs or something. But since I've been studying music, I've really been developing I've really been learning a lot of theory, and I try to write songs and make songs out of just with the things I learned in school. But and sometimes we're just like, oh, let's write a simple song, and it just comes together really easily. And other times I'm really thinking really hard about the music, and then when we all get together, it's always a struggle, but eventually it all fits together, and then we have a song. So there's not really.
Yeah, I think I think most often I would describe it as hard rock or grunge, but I think we're still developing our own sound and experimenting and trying to find a new modern genre that we can't really define yet. So
I get that. I really respect that too in new artists. I love seeing the creativity with music like yours. It's just it brings something new to the table, which is really hard to find nowadays. So I do really enjoy that aspect of it.
Great.
Thank you.
If you ever had the chance to collaborate with any musician or band, who would it be?
Ooh. Yeah, I think that's personally for each of the three of us, but mhm.
I would like to work with Steve Lukather from Toto, just because he's so amazing, and I think we could learn a lot from him and how he writes songs.
I really don't know. I really couldn't say who I would want to collaborate with. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Could be
That's
anything.
a difficult question.
Yeah.
Anyone who's
Yeah.
somewhat famous, I would I would agree to collaborate with probably.
For the views.
Yeah.
All right. What was the best piece of advice you were ever given going into this profession?
I think be serious about it. Be serious. Take yourself seriously, and be serious about what you do, because otherwise, other people won't really take you seriously, and then you never get anywhere.
True. Let's see here. Trying to think of more questions. Oh, here's a good one. What is next for you guys? Like, what is the future for 5 p.m.?
Well,
we're
what
first,
we are hoping for right now, yeah, we are now working on our first album, and I think we are hoping to release it in a few months, if it is possible to do gigs again in the Netherlands, and then I think we would like to have a summer of 2021 with a lot of gigs, promoting our music and just writing on our next albums. That's my
did we decide to drop another single before that, or is that off the table?
Maybe.
But maybe not.
Oh.
We're just really. I mean, because of COVID, we first had a few gigs. You know, it was finally starting to get going, and then it all got canceled. And since then, we've been kind of figuring out what we really want to do. But we decided to record our album and just keep writing. And yeah, we're still in contact with some venues. So we did a live stream and a gig during COVID. Well, now we have a few contacts. So I think the first thing we really want to do is play and really try to get people to like us.
Definitely a good idea. And from everything I've heard so far, I do see a lot of potential with you guys. Like some of the few songs were amazing that I've heard on your Spotify. I love it. I love the whole vibe of it. I think it's really good. I see a lot of big things coming for you guys if you just keep at it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Like I said before, seeing a new type of genre, well, a new type of like this is fantastic, and I love seeing the diversity in the music. I think you don't really see that often anymore. So I love being able to at least hear that nowadays. It's just like it's like a treat in itself, really.
That's good. Yeah, I think our songs on Spotify at the moment are a little bit less diverse, but the ones we're recording now they have a lot more variety in the sound and the style. So I think that'll be a pleasant surprise when you hear
Forward
it.
to it.
Yeah, we're really spending a lot of time on writing songs now because everyone's just at home, and the idea is just, you know, my creative juices just start flowing whenever I fire up my PC now and work on one of our songs. So I think there will be a lot more music coming.
I'm glad to hear it. I really am. That's amazing. Like, that's the best part about. That's actually a good part about COVID is some people are like, "Oh no, it's so bad." I mean, there are some good things to it. Like when you're home, when you try and think of something to make, you have all the time in the world to be creative.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Peter has developed his music producer skills a lot more. I think since since COVID started, because he most often produces our songs, and we send him separate tracks and those kind of things, and then he puts it all together and makes a song out of it. And it's quite a creative way of putting songs together, I think, and in that way you can learn a lot from it. Yeah.
Yeah, because of COVID, I've also had time to just sit down and practice at the piano and keyboard. So a lot of my mixes are now just featuring more instruments than just guitars. So yeah, and well, the mixes that are now on Spotify were really early stage producing for me. I didn't really, I really hadn't, really looked into how to use compressors or stuff and really mix and EQ drums. So it's really nice to just hear your progress and hear the band's progress through making our own mixes, and just keep recording. We just keep recording everything we do, and it's really nice to just hear yourself back and think, "Oh, this can be better. This can be better." And that's really because of COVID that we can spend so much time listening to what we are actually making instead of just making stuff.
Progressing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, with all the spare time, it's like you can really work on what you're trying to make and make it how you feel would be the best way to make it, and instead vice versa, and release it. Like with the more time you have, the better you can have at perfecting what you want to create. I think is amazing. Yep. That's one of the upsides to this whole pandemic. Like, sure, it's bad, but there are a lot of upsides to it, especially with musicians.
Yeah. Well, and also a lot of downsides. I lost my teaching job, and but well.
So sorry to hear that.
But it is what it is. Whenever this is over,
I try to stay active
will be a bit more better.
We try to stay active on social media, like Instagram and Facebook, so our fans can keep hearing from us and get excited about new releases. And yeah, that's another way of connecting to your people, your peeps.
I mean, honestly, connecting with your audience is great, because a lot of bands in the like when it comes to upwards, they don't really do that a lot. Like the big bands, they don't really talk to their fans that often. That's why I love like communities like this. Like almost every band I've contacted has responded back to me with like not even that long of waiting. Where if you were to talk to people who are higher up in the music industry, you would barely get a response. Well, honestly, that's another reason why I love like bands like this. They actually respond to their fans, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's sort of two-sided.
When you're not when you don't really have a label or a really big audience already. I mean, the only way you're gonna get more fans is not only by making music, but also just being nice guys or trying to be nice guys and connecting with your fans, I think.
Yeah. That's the best part about a lot of the bands who are newer and forming. They put a lot of time into that, which I find beautiful, to be honest. Because you get to A, learn the stories, B, connect with who you're making music, who's listening to your music, and just overall build up a good community for yourself. And I definitely have been seeing that a lot with more and more of the newer bands, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I think some of I think we can also see where our Spotify listeners come from. I believe we have most in the Netherlands, maybe some in the United States as well. Mm-hmm. Do we? Or
we started getting some streams from the United States. I'm really surprised by that. But
yeah, I guess our music has English lyrics, so it's quite international. Yeah. So why not? You know.
Not to mention the whole feel to it is amazing. Like there's like all different sounds you hear. It's just it has a certain representation that I really love. So it's great to see that kind of music being made.
Nice. Thanks
a lot.
I spend way too much time listening to music, so I know I know something different when I hear it.
Nice.
Is this the kind of music you usually listen to, or do you listen to every style?
I can go from classical and orchestra all the way to death metal and everything in between. So I listen to almost every genre unexistent.
That's amazing.
I give everything a try. Honestly, like never judge a book by its cover, never judge an artist by one or two songs. Give everything a listen. So that's what I do. And with COVID, I have had way more time to listen to a lot of different stuff. And then I started getting more into the newer groups, and that's how I started this project.
Yeah, very very nice to start this project. Like it's very nice for the small starting bands like us to have somewhat of a platform to connect with, because yeah, there ain't much. You don't have much places where you can do things like this when you're just starting.
Yeah, that's actually a big reason why I started this up, because the music community has done a lot for me in terms of mental health. And I wanted to give back to the community. So I decided to start this up and talk to a lot of the newer bands, upcoming bands, and just try to help spread their music and stories. And that's how I ended up here.
Yeah,
Really
that's,
nice.
that's a
Thank you.
creative idea. Yeah.
All right. Well, all my questions have been answered. So I'm going to wrap things up. This has been Nerds
Sure.
Order Music interviews with PM. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for watching.
Be safe, everybody.
God,